Today I'm going to be covering the Defender class, which is obtainable by either purchasing Guardian, Dragonlord or Star Captain from the other AE games. But first, we are going to be covering the normal Defender class, and later on we're going to be covering the Classic Defender as well. So when it comes to the normal version of the class, this class is a magical version of the Defender class. This class can basically support its allies by increasing its physical defenses for the allies up to 65%, which is absurdly high, and has another ability that allows you to reduce your mana cost by 100% for 3 seconds when the defender casts any skill. So there are two ways to play this class. You can either be offensive and try to apply a lot of damage with your 5, or go defensive where you apply the healing over time from the Infernal Shield stacks. So basically with the offensive part, you either apply a dot to the target and you scale with your 5, or you give yourself a healing over time which does not scale based on your Infernal stacks. Okay, so when it comes to the first skill, you do not consume your stacks of the Infernal Shield. So for this playstyle of this class, you basically want to play this as a tank. You can use Scroll of Enrage with your basic playstyle for this class, since it's high natural defensive capabilities of the physical part of the class. The magical part also scales based on your magic output, but overall damage resistance is quite low, so it will help if you use Penitence, and will also help if you use Scroll of Enrage, because Scroll of Enrage also reduces the outgoing damage of the target. So it's really good if you want to use that combo in the sense of being a tank, because this class is a defensive caster, so it's going to be naturally more tankier than other caster classes. For the damage output of this class, it really depends on whether you want to be offensive. When it comes to offensive, the class can do a lot of damage, but when it comes to defensive, it's really sacrificing your damage output. You can solo pretty much any boss in the game, except for the hard-hitting bosses like the Warlord Icewing and the Beast. So the reason why I chose those two bosses, because the Beast can immune these stuns, and the Warlord is kind of a hard-hitting boss that pretty much is quite commonly used, because one of the daily quests requires the boss to be farmed at. So when it comes to the Beast, you can solo it if you have another teammate that reduces the outgoing damage, but for the heal over time, it will not save you because it deals too much damage. You will not survive it, but you can survive it for maybe 2 or 3 hits. When it comes to farming, this class is not great. It has 2 abilities to deal damage, but in sense for support wise, you can maybe leech it from using the buffing, but it's really not that great in a sense of like keeping it alive for having the high damage output. The low cooldowns on the skills is quite nice, but this class does not have any AoE damage spells except for the buffing. In the sense of this, for farming wise, you can have this class sustain. It has the mana reduction skill and it has the heal over time. So when it comes to Teamfight, this class is where it also excels when it comes to defensive capabilities, because this class kind of acts like a tank. Also, it does apply another mana protection for a replacement for Stone Crusher. Although this class is a Prima class, it will not have any issues with mana costs, though it really depends on defender spam his skills. You can go offensive mode if you try to keep your 2 and 4 alive, in the sense of just making it somewhat scaled. So when it comes to PvP, this class can PvP, but it will fall off once your skills just suddenly wears off. You can do well with it. It can buff a lot of allies, but it really depends on who you're going up against. So when it comes to the classic version of the Defender class, this class is a physical version of Defender class. It was changed over the years of having Defender in the game. So this class primarily focuses on being a taunted tank for the physical version. This class does not have much of a debuff except for this 3. It has a damage skill for this 4, and the 5th ability is a buff. So there's a catch with the 5th ability. it applies Safeguard, but you can also apply it to another target. So if you want to apply it to a teammate that actually is a taunter, you can apply it to that ally. But again, it will not apply an effect on you than just the ally. You can also apply it to yourself, but micromanaging on the safeguard on whether you or your ally uses it is quite compromising, because you have to take note on the cooldown and the duration of the safeguard, and it scales based on, I think, your attack power, or it might be the ally's attack power as well if you apply it to another ally. What is nice about this class is that it can loop taunt with its 2, since its 2 is a 3-second cooldown with a 6 seconds focus duration. So you can pretty much have it 100% uptime and apply it with your first ability with the safeguard. Since the safeguard is a soft shield, you will not able to sustain a lot of hard hitting bosses, but it does have a heal, so it does act like a protection for taunting if you really want to go that route of this class. But if you do that route, you have to be aware of your mana. Your mana is an issue with this class, because the high cost of this class is quite three-dimensional, because you cannot spam your skills. So the differences between this class and the normal version of Defender: it has a built-in taunt, it has reduction on the defenses, and its outgoing damage with its 3. It doesn't have mana problems of the normal version of the class, and it cannot survive most bosses. It does have a heal, but it really depends on the 30-second cooldown. It's not that great, and it's not a guaranteed heal in the sense that it will apply a full heal that will keep your health full. So when it comes to soloing to other bosses, you can solo with this class, but you kind of have to be aware with your mana. Mana is a problem. The healing is a problem too, because your heal is like a 30-second down, which applies a 8-second shield depending on your attack power. It does dispel if you receive more damage than what you can based on your attack power. So when it comes to farming, this class does well in a sense with its third ability. The third ability can target 2 targets, and it can also use Dauntless. Dauntless allows this class to have more haste, which allows faster spam on the class, and it kind of negates the mana issue you have with this class. And it also kind of acts as another heal when you use Dauntless for heal 2. Although when it comes to this class, the damage output is still low, you can use it on lower HP mobs, but there are a issue when it comes to with the range of your third ability. Because it's a short range, you cannot apply a attack when you're quite far from the target. Although the Dauntless is based on your 2, you still use your 3 for keeping the aggro of the other mobs as well. So when it comes to bosses and team fights, this class can solo taunt, but not that well. It can maintain its position for taunting normal bosses and taunting ultra bosses, but you do need another support there to help you keeping yourself alive. With Safeguard, you can survive most attacks, but it does have a problem where it just basically dispels them with the amount of damage you receive. And when it comes to PvP, those cards can do well, although you still run into mana issues based on the HP gauge of your health when you use the amulets. But this class doesn't do much for debuffing, although I hope you guys have a nice day. Cheers!